Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the May 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Virgo. Now please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon and rising signs, okay? So take a look at your natal chart, see what the corresponding zodiac signs are, and see which video's title resonates with you most at this time. So just to let you know, I'll be pulling a Celtic cross style spread using the intuitive tarot to begin with to get the main energies of the spread. And then I'll be providing further clarification using the Rider-Waite deck. Alright, so make sure I get the right deck. So, Virgo, guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been checking out my channel, especially those of you who were present for my live. That was awesome. Really enjoyed doing that. It was the first time I've done a general reading on a live stream, so it was it was an experience. It was definitely a learning curve as well, because the video ended up being like 2 hours and 20 minutes long because I was doing all the signs at once. It was intense and I was absolutely exhausted afterwards, but I really appreciate everyone who tuned in for that. It was really good, really enjoyed it, had lots of fun, people dropping in and out throughout, lots of comments, lots of positivity, lots of inquiries about personal readings. It was awesome. So thank you so much for everyone who watched that live and for people who've been watching the replay on my channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it was funny because the timing of it was such that I hit 500 subscribers just the night before. So it was just really funny how it worked out. So it was an awesome way to just kind of celebrate the growth of this little channel. So thank you so much to everybody who's been, you know, watching these videos, sharing, commenting, liking. Really appreciate it. And thank you for watching right now. Okay, so just pulling the last card. All right, so Virgo, let's see what's going on with you in the month of May. Okay, so to begin with, you have the Ace of Swords, okay? So air energy, talking about Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? It could be that you have something that's been sitting on your chest that's been weighing heavy on you, Virgo, and you feel like it's time to speak your truth. There needs to be this release. That's what I'm getting initially. As soon as I saw this, I just felt this sense of needing to get something off the chest, needing to express oneself, you know, whatever it is that you felt you've been holding back on, or whatever it is you feel is your particular truth, right? So it can apply to your circumstances in different ways. So we'll look at that in just a moment when we clarify. In regards to your recent past, you have the Hermit. This is your energy, Virgo, okay? You walking away from something in order to gain clarity, insight, looking deep within for the inner wisdom, right? In order to understand something. So this is it. I feel like you withdrew from a situation, pulled back your energy, took some time to reflect, to dig deep, to really get to the heart of the matter. And now that it's clear, now you know what this truth is, you feel like you're ready to express it. In regards to your near future, you have the Six of Cups in reverse, so water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, right? So with the Six of Cups being in reverse, I feel like you're looking towards the future. You're not willing to dwell on the past anymore. Whatever has passed, you know, good or bad, is in the past. You're now thinking about your present and looking forward to whatever may come in the future as well. So I'm seeing a clear transition here, you know, between your recent past, your current circumstances, and your near future. It's literally that kind of transition where you're looking back on the past to reflect, to understand. You're then aware of what needs to take place in your present and what you wish to communicate. And then in your near future, you're choosing to leave the past behind and focus on the now and where you're headed. So it makes perfect sense. Okay, in regards to your feelings, you have the Hierophant in reverse. So this is Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a fellow Virgo or Taurus. Pretty much any of the signs really, from what I can see here. But, you know, this is Taurus energy. This is talking about no longer waiting for answers outside of yourself, okay? No longer waiting for others to come forward with the facts, to come forward with whatever it is you've been wanting to know in order to take steps, in order to move forward, in order to feel like you can release yourself from the past, right? You're taking that action upon yourself, right? You are choosing to release yourself from the past rather than waiting for a sign from the universe, confirmation from others, whatever the case may be, right? So you're feeling now it's time to make the decision for yourself. You're feeling like, I have to take control of my life, essentially. In regards to what's crowning you, so what's within your power to affect within this circumstance, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse and more water. Yeah, so this is essentially saying you do have the means to pull back your energy, to rein in your emotions, right? Even though obviously whatever the circumstance is that you're leaving behind, it obviously had a significant impact on you emotionally, right? Because with that Six of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse, that tells me that you're withdrawing your emotions from a situation, right? Because maybe you feel like you gave too much and the reward was too little, right? That things were not balanced possibly, or you felt like you were taken advantage of possibly even emotionally. But for whatever reason, you understand now where things went wrong. You understand where you may have poured too much of your emotions and energy in the wrong places, or maybe you gave it at a time that wasn't right, or in a situation that wasn't right for you. Either way, you're withdrawing. You understand now that you have the ability to rein in your emotions and to pull back from a situation. In regards to your advice, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, okay? So fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Yeah, again, it's saying that, it's your decision, right? You can choose how you move, right? Pretty much what moves you take, in order to create this change, right? But I feel like it's communicating here you're not quite ready to take this new leap of faith in a new direction, okay? There's something that needs to be taken care of first. So we'll look at that when we clarify, but there's something that needs to be concluded first. That's why I feel like, the Ace of Wands is in reverse. So that tells me that the 10 isn't quite there yet, or maybe you're moving towards the 10, but you're not past that point yet. So there's something that needs to conclude, right? You're getting to that point, but you're not quite there yet. In regards to your external influences, so the things that can affect you, right? In regards to environments, people, places, situations, so everything surrounding you or outside of you. You have the King of Cups in reverse, so more water energy. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. You could have any of these placements in your chart. Either way, there's definitely a person that represents this energy, I feel, around you, as well as this being your energy. I feel like this is kind of cause and consequence energy. This is what I'm getting from it. Like, you perceive someone to have been in this energy where they were very selfish, very reluctant to offer you their cup, very withdrawn from a situation, right? Not very loving, not very nurturing or giving, certainly not in control of their emotions either. They may have been quite hot-headed, right? And, as a result, you're now very much reserved, you're very much closed off. You have, like I said, you've withdrawn your energy and your love from the situation, right? So I wouldn't say you're quite in this space, but you have definitely, the consequence of that was you withdrawing, you not offering this love, you pulling back, right? So that's what I'm getting from that. That was a direct consequence of someone else's choices, someone else's actions. And I think that's why you're kind of done with this, being here in your feelings. You're done with allowing things to be on someone else's terms, them to dictate the energy exchange within this connection, them to dictate, the dynamics of the relationship. Even if it's not a love relationship, but just the relationship in general, whatever form that takes. So you're not doing it anymore, essentially. You're saying the ball is no longer in your court. I am gone, right? In regards to your, in regards to your hopes, I believe, you have the Magician in reverse. So this is talking of, I think you're just essentially in this energy of, I'm done trying to make the universe align in order to make things work within this situation. Like, I feel like it's just too much work. I feel like, you know, it would just be a waste of my time and energy to invest into this any further. So I would rather conserve that and use those efforts for something that is going to be fulfilling, that is going to be worthwhile and provide some sense of longevity, rather than pouring more of my time, energy, and resources into something that's just not coming together, that isn't aligned with what it is that I truly want, my true will, right? So in regards to your fears, you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So you're afraid that, you know, with this pulling back that's taking place, with all the energy that you're conserving and you're trying to nourish yourself with and really work on your own sense of stability, you're afraid that this person or something regarding this situation is going to knock you off course, you know, and prevent you from feeling like you have made those foundations, that actually you're on uncertain ground, that you're not confident in your decisions anymore, or your decision making in general. You know, second guessing yourself, questioning how to move forward, how to create this stability, right? So I think that's what you're afraid of. And then in regards to your potential outcome, you have the Five of Swords in reverse. So again, clarity, clear. Everything is becoming increasingly more clear, right? There is no more confusion. There's no more deception. There's no more mind games. There's no more conflicts of, you know, opinions, you know, arguments, none of that. Like, everything's becoming more clear and aligned, right? So that's kind of the energy that I feel like you will probably move towards within this situation. Of course, depending on what you do, particularly if whoever's tied to this situation, because there could be more than one person for all I know at this point, but whoever's tied to this situation, if they come back in, it also depends on how you respond to that, right? Because that's what you're essentially afraid of, that this person or these people might come back in, or something else will arise from this situation that will put you on uneven ground, right? But it all depends on you. As you can see, what's crowning you at this time, you have the ability to rein in your emotions, right? And as an earth sign, you guys can do that pretty damn well, right? So use that to your advantage at this time. That's really going to serve you, okay? Ooh. So right, I'm going into the clarifications now for the reading. But yeah, so far it's looking pretty positive, I have to say, Virgo. While the situation you may be closing a door on for good may have been, literally I was just about to say may have been very difficult or even very painful, and I literally pulled the Ten of Swords when I said that, right? It's just ridiculous. But anyway, it could, I believe it was very painful. It was not easy. It was very difficult. But you are coming through the other side of this now, right? You are seeing a significant change as a result of it already. Things are moving forward. So don't allow doubt or self-doubt or anything regarding this situation stop you from moving forward. Okay. So in regards to your present circumstances, the Ace of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords, and you have the Star card in reverse, Aquarius energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Could have an Aquarius in the mix somewhere. Like I said, there could be more than one person. I don't know your story. Anyway, so what is being communicated here is essentially that, you are speaking your truth. That you're calling out the lies. You're calling out the deception. You're calling it out for what it is. Now that you have the understanding of what actually happened, what was taking place, now that you have the knowledge, you have the answer from digging deep within yourself, You're calling out bullshit where you see it. You're calling out where someone was being deceptive, where someone was lying, stealing, cheating, being morally ambiguous, you know, being, you know, deceptive in some way, some shape or format, right? You know, building a situation around lies, essentially. That's what I feel like with this. I feel like whatever situation you were in was founded on dishonesty. And I think you've come to realize that. And you realize that that is really not what you want. What you wanted was something that came from a place of truth, that came from the heart, right? Something that was stable, something that made sense in your mind as well as in your heart and your spirit, right? But this was not the case, right? It was full of deception. It was literally founded on deception in some description, right? And it was so far removed from what you hoped it would be and what you truly wanted, that's why you feel you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, why is it words just go from my head when I need to recall them from my brain, which is just over here somewhere all the time. Yeah, you just need to call them out for what it is, really, essentially. And you want to call out the bullshit. You need to speak your truth on the deception, right? But yeah. So in regards to the recent past, the Hermit, you have the Six of Wands and you have the Nine of Wands. So that's a very interesting combination. That's like assessing where things were going right and where things were going wrong, where you could see potential and where you saw the pitfalls, essentially, right? The things that were not coming together and things that were not necessarily, I think you did a lot of introspective work and you saw where to place fault, right? Because maybe you were pinning the blame too heavily on this person, where actually you could see that there may have been a point where there was some self-deception also involved, or self-sabotage, or there was also some kind of toxic behavior exhibited from yourself. So you were also causing yourself some harm in some way in regards to this situation. So there's a lot of introspective work, but I think it became very clear why this person was coming off as standoffish, and it's not because of what you thought it was. It had nothing to do with you know, wanting to protect oneself, as it may have come across, that actually they just wanted to be admired. They wanted to be seen as head honcho, you know, seen as you know, the be all and end all. They wanted the praise, they wanted attention, right? So that's why you see why there was a lot of deception. They might have lied about lots of things about themselves to try and gain your favor, to try and gain the favor of others, right? Wanting to be seen in this light of, you know, gloriousness. Like, look how amazing I am. Look what I've accomplished. Look what I have. Look what I am. When actually it was all lies, right? So in regards to your near future, the Six of Cups in reverse, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that's your energy, Virgo, and you have the Temperance card. With all these wands here and this Temperance card, I feel like you could be dealing with a Sagittarius potentially. We have a few key players here, so I'll go through that later. But either way, I feel like here what's been communicated is like, I cannot stay in this energy of being so out of sorts that I allow my power to be taken by another. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this. Like, I am a lighthouse. Like, I am literally a tower of my own, right? Not the tower, not the crashing down moment, but a pillar, right? A support system, right? And I help others, I guide others through the dark like a lighthouse. I am that person. So why the hell am I allowing this past situation to stop me from being who I really am, you know, to being back to myself again? And I'm not doing it anymore. Like, it's done. I'm done. I'm going back to how I truly am, and I'm embodying the energy that is mine. I'm not allowing others to take from me anymore, and I'm not going to absorb this toxic energy that isn't even mine, right? That's what I'm getting from it. Okay, so in regards to your feelings, the Hierophant in reverse here, we have the Sun card. So you could be dealing with a Leo, because especially all those ones so easily could be a Leo or a Sag. And you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Awesome. So this is you taking your power back, vocalizing your desires, your needs, your wishes. It's knowing the answers within yourself, not looking outside of yourself. This is you putting to rest your concerns, your self-doubt, your negative criticisms of yourself, anything that's detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being. You're kicking out the door, and you're embracing the joy in life, the little things, gratitude, right? Simple pleasures, you know, connecting with positive influences in your life, connecting with positive people in your life, right? Awesome. I love that. I love that energy for you, Virgo. Okay, so in regards to what's crowning you, the Knight of Cups in reverse here, you have the Eight of Wands. So much Wands going on here. And you have the Five of Swords. A lot of swords as well, so a lot of air energy. You've got a lot of fire and air energy going on here. I'm not surprised. It's like a clashing of energies, right? But either way, I feel like, yeah, you're just done, because you've had the Five of Swords appear twice. So 55, 55, and 555 could be important to you at this time. So be aware of those numbers where you see it and look at it in regards to numerology. You can search that online for more information. But yeah, this is very much to do with your physical, like with the number 55. That also tells me that your physical reality is starting to have a shake-up, a serious shake-up, as your spiritual and you know, subconscious or unconscious sense of self, the unconscious mind is taking a leap forward, right? It's changing, it's rewiring in a different way, right? So you're going to see some manifestations come into play as a result of that. Differences, very different scenarios playing out, different cycles, right? So with the Five of Swords, it's definitely saying like, it's basically saying like, okay, you won. You got what you wanted. You created a mess of a situation. I hope you're happy because I'm out of here. You know, I don't have to stick around to watch the aftermath, and I don't choose to, right? Do what you want with this energy. You know, if this is what you want, then power to you. I hope it makes you happy. But for me, this is not aligned with what I believe in, not what I want in my life. So I'm walking away and I'm pulling my energy back and I'm reining in my emotions. You're not getting a rise out of me no matter what you do, right? Because I feel like, yeah, this communication, like I said, is coming in, right? It's coming in fast. They're going to try and maybe say whatever to like trigger you or try and make you feel a certain way, right? They're trying to trigger your emotions, but you are reining in, saying, listen. The universe is saying, listen, you're doing well, Virgo, but you have to understand when this communication comes in, this person is trying to trigger you in some way. Maybe not in the way you think, maybe not just to trip you up and get a rise out of you, even though that's possible. Maybe they are doing it because they want to see if you still have feelings for them, or if it's a love connection, or if you're still emotionally caught up in the situation in some way, right? And it's up to you. You can either rise to what they're trying to accomplish, or you can rise above it. It's up to you. You have the power to rein in your emotions, right? So just be aware of that. I just want to quickly look actually while we're on this subject, what it is exactly that may be communicated. Yeah, Three of Wands, okay? Yeah, so they've been waiting for you to say something, for, you know, something to come out of your mouth, for you to like give them something to show that you're still very much attached to the situation. And because you're not doing that, they're like, okay, well, if they're not seeking me out, then I need to, you know, and it's not happening, I have to seek them out and wait and see, you know, how they respond to this, you know, if they are still very much caught up in this situation, if they want, you know, a second chance, or not you a second chance, but like if you want to take this another round or not, essentially. Interesting. As I said, the ball's in your court, Virgo. It's up to you how you play that. But don't allow your emotions to get the better of you, okay? Like, that's all I would say. Obviously, only you know what's right to do in that situation and whether or not you should try and work on this connection. But don't let your emotions get the better of you. Like I said, you have the power to rein it in and to balance yourself out, okay? So don't act impulsively, emotionally, okay? So clarifying your advice card here, the Ace of Wands in reverse, you have the Fool, and you have the Ten of Swords. What was I saying before about not being at the 1 because you still are kind of navigating towards the 10? This is what I'm talking about. I couldn't have pulled a more perfect card for this, right? This is it. You're still navigating through the last of this healing process, right? You're coming towards the end of the grief, right? I feel like you are at that point of acceptance, right? You are definitely reaching that point, but there's just that last little bit to navigate through, okay? You're still releasing the pain. I feel like the acceptance is there at this point, but you're releasing the pain, right? That came from this situation. So it's a process. You're going through that last part of it, but you will get there. You're almost there, okay? The healing, you've come a long way in your healing, okay? That is evident. So this new beginning is coming up. So be aware that you are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You're almost there, but there's still some work that needs to be done, okay? You still need to heal some aspects of your heart space because the situation obviously was very heavy emotionally for you. So there's still a little bit of work to be done there, but you're nearly there. The end is in sight, essentially. The light is at the end of the tunnel, okay? Even the lighthouse needs the light, okay? So you will see it for sure. Okay, so in regards to your external influences, the King of Cups in reverse here, you have the Two of Pentacles, so more earth energy, your energy, and you have the Ace of Wands in reverse again. So yeah, this person, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel like it is a specific person. So this could easily be an ex-partner, ex-husband or wife, you know, definitely of the divine masculine within this person. It doesn't matter about the gender. The divine masculine aspect of this person is really off. It's really way out of balance, which is why they're coming across as possibly very domineering, trying to, you know, peacock and show this grandiose aspect of their character, trying to win approval, maybe some alpha male macho bullshit going on. Just very, very much out of whack, okay? They may be leaning very heavily on their divine feminine, so they're constantly obsessed with beautifying themselves and appearing to be, you know, holier than thou, and, you know, all of this kind of stuff. All of this is deceptive. I would say this energy is like the centerpiece of this reading, so it's all bullshit anyway, because their divine masculine is completely like out of sync with itself and the divine feminine. It took a massive hit. So that's why emotionally they're all messed up and they're not expressing themselves authentically from the heart, right? Because their heart chakra is just jacked, essentially. It's jacked up. So they really need to work on that. They really, really need to work on that. But either way, I feel like what's being communicated here is that they're kind of aware of this. It's coming into their awareness that with this kind of energy and going back and forward between wanting to work on it and wanting to self-sabotage is preventing them from being able to come forward and create a new beginning, right? Being able to start this connection anew, right? From a fresh perspective, leaving all of the baggage of the past behind, because they're still alternating between taking positive steps towards healing this aspect and, you know, resorting to this kind of energy again. So they're fighting their shadow and the higher self, essentially. The higher self and the shadow is also out of balance, and they're constantly warring with each other. The higher self is trying to bring them into this space of healing, of understanding, of nurturing their personal growth, so that they are expressing themselves authentically, so they're living authentically, and they are aligned again. But then, sorry if you can hear that, that's my washing machine going crazy. And the other part of it is, you know, the shadow self is really fighting to keep them in this low vibrational energy where they focus only on immediate gratification, right? Immediate praise, things like that, right? So yeah, but you don't want any part of it. That's what I'm getting, Virgo. You're like, okay, you already, maybe this person's already told you that they're having this battle, right? That they're really struggling with this. And you've probably communicated that, you know, you understand it, but you can't be a part of it. Or if you haven't communicated yet, that's what's coming up, okay? That you understand that this is something they need to work through and it's a part of their journey, but you're not going to be here to be fed into that situation, because it just does so much damage for you. It just puts you through a lot, right? Because if it was just simply being able to support this person, that's another thing. But they literally drag you through this journey, right? While they're going back and forward. They're doing that with you. So that's the problem. That's why you have to detach from the situation. So in regards to your hopes, the Magician in reverse here, you have the Death card, Scorpio energy, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, and you have the King of Cups in the upright. So this could very well be a Scorpio as well, with the King of Cups coming up twice and the Death card. Yeah, it could be a Scorpio. It's going to be different for each of you. Anyway, so yeah, what you're saying is, I'm not feeding my energy into something or someone who is detrimental for my happiness and sanity at this point. I'm done. You know, I'm calling out. I'm pulling out. I'm finished. Because it's no good for me. It's not healthy, right? I need to focus on what's going to actually create balance in my life, nurturing positive, you know, situations, positive connections, right? So I can't do this. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. This situation can't go anywhere else. It's finished, right? And especially because for some of you, there may be a new King of Cups, someone who is of this energy. You see how it's in the upright? He could be in, there could be someone on the horizon that you're coming into contact with, or you're hoping that you'll come into contact with someone who is more of this energy, someone who's very grounded. Because I feel like you would not work well with the Queen of Cups, Virgo, because your energy is such that you need people who know how to manage their emotions, right? That's why it's so pivotal to your reading. That's why it's so important for you, right? Because that's your energy. You're very good at grounding energy and really balancing yourself out. So you need someone that is very much in tune and aware of their emotions, that expresses it, that allow themselves to feel it, but do not get overwhelmed by it, right? That know how to process it, that know how to communicate, right? That knows how to also think logically and apply reason to the situations and not get too caught up in whatever pulls them emotionally, right? Not being detached, not being vacant, not being toxic or detrimental anyway, but just grounded with it, right? And then in regards to your fears, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, always that dog. You have the Knight of Cups. This is one of the good things. I'm moving, okay? I'm moving tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure the street is a little bit quieter, so you won't get all this, hopefully not as much background noise. Anyway, you have the Knight of Cups. So we've got the Knight of Cups in the upright as well. It's so funny how this is mirroring. Your hopes and fears are like mirroring the opposite of your current circumstances, which is very interesting. So you have the Knight of Cups in the upright in this position, and you also have the Five of Cups in reverse. So we've got the 3 5s there, as I was talking about. I'm telling you, 5 5 5, that's going to be very important to you, because your physical reality is changing massively, right? As a result of this journey that you've been going through, right? This is a part of your life journey, but this has been a significant one. Hence the numbers there, hence this energy that's changing, right? A lot of change is happening. But here I feel like in regards to your fears, yeah, you're afraid that this person is gonna, you're afraid that this person is gonna come back around with all these beautiful empty nothings, right? His cup is empty, I don't know if you can see it, like you don't see water splashing or anything in it. It's not like the page where there's a fish in it at least. This cup is empty. He's just coming through, you know, proclaiming his love, looking really valiant and, you know, wonderful as he does it, well presented, and being like, you know, here's my grand bouquet, right? They may even bring you fucking flowers, okay? Like, don't be surprised. But this is them coming in, you know, declaring their feelings all of a sudden. And you're afraid that this will happen because you know, you feel it intuitively that some communication is coming in very, very soon. So you're afraid that they're going to come in with this energy. And that is going to, you know, shaken your foundations that you're currently building, because you're afraid that if you get that message that you previously hoped for, it's going to undo all the work that you've done since walking away, right? And that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of you're going to lose all the self-worth. You're going to lose all the promises that you made to yourself to not fall back into this cycle with this person. You know, and especially with the 5 of Cups there, you're like, I really don't want to look back on this situation. I really don't want to think, well, you know, I do still love them. Oh, well, you know, we are so well connected. Oh, we have so much in common. We have such a history together. Or maybe it would be a mistake to walk away. You're terrified of that energy. You're like, I do not want to be in that space when and if that happens, right? And like I said, there's a good chance that is going to happen. I really see it and I feel it here for whoever this resonates. This person will come back around in some way, and they may use emotional blackmail or manipulation, so just be aware of that, okay? For some of you, they may be very genuine, right? For some of you, they may actually want to put things right, you know, and work on it. But for the most part, I feel like there is some level of emotional manipulation involved, so just be aware of that, okay? Only you know your circumstances, you know this person, so take whatever resonates, okay? And in regards to your recent past, what am I talking about? Your potential outcome. You have, obviously, the 5 of Swords in reverse here. Clarified by that, you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the 6 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, the potential outcome of you choosing not to have any more conflicts, any more disagreements, any more of this back and forth, you know, confusion, coming into a space of clarity. You are choosing not to move forward necessarily with this person because you understand that there is no promise of longevity there. There's nothing that promotes the idea of there being something to build upon, right? Something that can be built upon, something where you are both walking in tandem towards a tangible future, right? You don't see that at all, right? So as such, if this is the situation where you don't see that and you don't feel that, even when this person comes back around, you're probably not going to go off into the sunset with them. Just saying, right? But only you know your situation. So if you feel like that's not the case, then you might very well listen to them, and you might very well try and approach things differently with this person. But if you feel like there is nothing that makes you believe that you're trying to build something together, because I feel like that's what you're looking for, Virgo, at this point, you're just not going to accept the offer. That's what I see here. So I hope that helps you guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Possibly this energy will come up when I do your shadow work reading. I think it'll be worth you checking that out, because that can really help you get past this last hurdle. So we'll see what messages come out at that time. But otherwise, for now, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of encouragement. You know, trust your own discernment, okay? You know what's right for you. You know what is aligned to your vision. So only listen to your instincts. Listen to your inner wisdom, your inner voice, okay? So for now, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.